Hey guys, welcome back to episode 9 of Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. So last time we got the rocket launched, we got to Luna and... I should do something about that. But yeah, today, we're working on it today. So yeah, last time we got to the moon, we got to Europa as well. I went back and mined some rutile just to get a little bit more. Today is going to be the magic mods day, so I've decided to put Thaumcraft in this corner here, and I already started doing some research, doing a bit of layout, trying to plan out how this is going to be, but I'm not sure how I want to decorate this room. I want to make it feel a bit different, a bit darker. I batch crafted some of the basic resources here. I got some V crystals, some alchemical brass, alumentum, things like that. I started working my way down this Thaumonomicon. However, there's something I'd like to set up before I progress any further, and that is a way to strip mobs of their armor. So I mentioned in a previous episode I wanted to expand the mob farm that we have and use integrated dynamics to take the armor off the mobs in order to arc furnace it and recycle it into ingots. So things like elementium armor here, the mobs can spawn with this, same with terra steel. There's a couple Twilight Forest armor pieces as well, and you can use the arc furnace and get the ingots back, which is a really good deal and a good way to get some of the ingots that aren't super easy to automate or craft or anything. The idea and design came from Jimmy. I'll link his channel in the description, definitely check that out. But the basic idea is we use world item importers to take the mobs' armors at full durability, and then we can arc furnace them. So I wanted to set up down here, and again we'll use the mob duplicator, probably spawning zombies since they tend to drop armor, and then I'll use vector plates and funnel them all into one area, and then set up a bunch of these item importers and put the things into the drawers. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to do a bit of setup here and then I'll come back. Alright, I think I said we were going to use the mob duplicator. Change of plans, because I went back and checked the video on this spawner design, and he uses the powered spawner from Ender.io, and this requires a bunch of Ender.io progression. So we need to start with this machine chassis, which require the simple ones. We have now the titanium to do this, right? Because this takes aluminium and titanium. So we have that. We have the cell frames automated, so this is no problem. This is fairly easy. Solarium, that's just soul sand and gold. Some brown dye, black dye, nether quartz, that's all easy. But it does require one of these Z logic controllers, and this requires a slice and splice. And the slice and splice requires a soul machine chassis. And so I think we're going to need to make an alloy smelter as well. So alloy smelter, slice and splice, and also then I'll make this powered spawner, and then we can get on to building this. So I'm just going to make these machines and get the things we need. Alright, and one powered spawner. That took quite a bit of infrastructure. There's quite a lot of recipes to add that I didn't have already in GAI. This is now the slice and splice and the alloy smelter. Yeah, let's just get back to what we're doing so we can start spawning some zombies. Alright, one more thing I forgot about here. We're going to need a soul binder in order to attune the spawner to the zombie. So I just went and picked a zombie from the Cursed Earth mob farm that I've got there. And then if we combine the a broken spawner with a soul vial, we can get a zombie broken spawner, and then we combine the powered spawner with the broken spawner and an anvil, and that gets us a zombie spawner. Alright, I got the first iteration of it set up here. So I have our powered spawner here in the middle with some vector plates. They will funnel the zombies down into this one channel here, and then I've got these world item importers set to import all items from entities here on all of them, and that will take the armor off all of the zombies. And then I've got a mob crusher here at the end set to just the 1 square, so the only the ones at the end will die, and hopefully all their armor will be stripped by the time they get to this point. And then all of those item importers are hooked up to logic cables. Those are both on both sides. They're both connected to this chest here. Oh, that's because I stood in here. Yeah, it even works on players as well. I'll take your armor off if you walk past those. So yeah, it all goes into this chest, and then I don't have anything extracting right now. I'm going to eventually put it into this modular storage, and then I'll filter them all out from there, and probably end up trashing a few of them that are of no use, and then I'll send the other ones to the arc furnace. But let's just try this out. I hope this does actually work. I also found this really good capacitor here. It's a 3.47 on a powered spawner. It's pretty good. So yeah, the zombies go to the end. They do die off, and hopefully we get there. Oh yeah, that is really quick. I should turn this off before this gets jammed. As you can see, they're also full durability because we're not damaging the mobs before we take their armor off. So we don't even have to repair these to get full yield from the arc furnace. Alright, so I'm just trying to mess with the filters here. I'm trying to filter out all the items I don't want. So these are the ones I'm basically just throwing out. I'm putting away all the Tinker's Construct tools as well, as they're really of no use. The Psi Metal, the Boron Nitride, the Quantum and Nano Suit, and yeah, so everything we want to keep is going in here. I think there's some still enchanted things because I had the Ignore NBT data, I had this on match, and I think now that I've turned it off, that shouldn't happen. I'll have to test it a little bit more. Alright, I've done some tweaking here. I have added these crafters in. I've let it run a bit and done some testing as well. So we're now left with these armor items at the end, which need to still go in the arc furnace. And so these crafters here have been added to crafting the Twilight Forest gear. And I realised I could have doubled some of them up, or even tripled some of them. But yeah, they're placed now, so all of the Twilight Forest gear can just be uncrafted in the shapeless recipe into their ingot form. And since we're getting full durability items, it all works out quite nicely, and I'm putting them in here. And then they'll go into the drawer system up here and get added to the ME system. So I need to also still add some covers on these importers, just to stop the baby zombies getting stuck there and make sure they get all the way to the end. I may have also bitten off a bit more than I could chew with this, trying to get all the magic done today, but we'll see. I think we still have some time, so I'm going to just finish this up and then we can move on. And I just wanted to get this set up and running so I could leave it and while I do the magic things, because I know the magic's going to take a little bit of time to do. So at least if this is running, we can build up the ingots and it'll make botania especially a lot easier later. Alright, so let's start with some Astral Sorcery here. I'd like to get the Starlight crafting altar, and this allows us to do higher tier crafts within Astral. It'll allow us to get some more of the multi-blocks, and yeah, this benefits from being in a star field, so I want to try and find one of those. And to get one of those, we need to make a Phosic Resonator, and for that we need illumination powder, and so I'll craft up some Nitor here. I'll probably get about a stack just so that we don't have to do this again. Alright, first thing is to make this Phosic Resonator. So if we hold this in our offhand at night time, it should show a star field. And I'm hoping there's one kind of nearby. Alright, so now that we have a place to put our Starlight crafting, we need to actually craft the upgrade to this luminous crafting table here. So I think that we should have everything we need, yeah. So if we use the resonating wand on this should upgrade the table for us. Man, I can't wait to get this Lucerna ritual. Nice. So this now requires multi-block structure built around it. In order to function, it won't work on its own. So I set up a receiver up there. Yeah. So I set this up. We'll place this down. I marked this more or less in the middle of the star field down there. And yeah, again, this boosts the Starlight that you need to craft in your crafting altar. You can find the multi-block in your Astral Tome, and this is what the first tier looks like. So it's just some marble that you can find in the generated Astral Sorcery structures that you find in the world. Alright, let's continue with some Astral Sorcery here. The next thing I'd like to do is get the Attunement altar. This allows us to attune ourselves and get access to Astral Sorcery perks, as well as attune rock crystals, and we can use that later on for rituals and collector crystals as well. So I haven't actually looked at the Attunement altar recipe. What does this require? Star metal, we have any rock crystal, I think. Yeah, any rock crystal, we can do that. Marble, glass lens. So I think we can make the looking glass as well. Let's just check here. Oh, but the glass lens, that requires mana glass. So we're going to have to start botania first. We're going to need to make some mana in order to get this mana glass. I don't think it can be regular glass panes for this. Yeah, it has to be botania. So let's set up a mana pool and get some mana glue. So I've gathered up enough materials here for 8 mana pools, and I'm just going to batch craft again, since I don't know if we'll need more than 18 mana pools. I made enough for 18. So I have some rock crystal here. We're getting this from our ore miner, and then it's just a bunch of petals, petal blocks I mean, and living rock, which we automated a while ago, and 18. So now we need to fill these pools with some mana, and I think the best way to do that is going to be using the Endoflame just to begin with. In order to transfer mana, we're going to need some mana spreaders. So I've gathered up a bunch of materials here for them. It requires the niter that I batch crafted earlier, and just some aquamarine and glowstone in the crafting table. And then some living wood, which we have automated, and just some petal blocks. So I'll make a couple of those just now. Oh, yeah, the rest of my inventory. So there's 17 for now. That's way more than we need, but this Endoflame setup is just to get us started, just to get us the Attunement altar, because that's something I want to get done today, and then we'll see how much time we have left after that. So I have 16 Endoflames here, all producing mana. They basically burn any burnable fuel, so we're just going to use coal. And in fact, I think if we use blocks, they burn longer, so we'll use coal blocks. And if you throw them on the floor, the Endoflames will consume the coal. Then I have these mana spreaders linked to these 2 pools here, and then the ones on top push it into this mana splitter, and that splits it evenly between these 4 pools here, which we can use for crafting with the mana. So if I just put in, I'm just going to do it manually for now, since like I said, we're not going to be keeping this set up. So we just take some glass, throw it in the pool, and we need 6 pieces in total. And this will make the 4 panes we need for the glass lenses. Alright, I'm hoping we have enough Starlight at daytime here, but this isn't a very advanced craft, so yeah. Alright, this should be our glass lenses. I've got enough for 4 right now, so I'll just make all 4. And this should be our looking glass. We can then craft this one more time into a telescope, which is just a better version. But this, as we can see, we don't have enough Starlight yet, so I have to wait till night. Luckily, we're almost there. Alright, I got Visio here and Evitas. I'll try and get the other ones, but they might not all be out in the same night. So I was just gathering up some more of the materials we need, because we need the spectral relays in order to attune ourselves. And I'll show you what that is in a sec, but that requires these glass lenses. And the only way we can get these right now is through this crafting recipe here, because this one's blocked by requiring a celestial altar, and for that we need to get into a bit of blood magic, but I don't think I'll do that today. That's probably something for tomorrow. We can make them a slightly more expensive route using the mana glass and also the mirrored glass from Thaumcraft. So I was just going to batch craft some more of this mirrored glass, and I noticed that we don't have any V in the chunk. So if you look up at the top left corner, you'll see a little bar up here. Normally that's full, and I haven't seen it ever be empty before. Yeah, like here we have 138 V, and here there's... Oh, I just came back. That was super weird. It didn't let me craft there. Yeah, look, it says 0 available. I don't know why that's happening. Maybe if I break the table and replace it. And this isn't the first craft I've done either. I've done other ones with the table being here. I don't know if... Maybe it's because I've got a stack in. Maybe if I just put one. No, that's... I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Yeah, that's very strange. I don't know if that's a feature or... Maybe not. I'm not super familiar with Thaumcraft. Because to be perfectly honest, I really don't. I don't really enjoy Thaumcraft. I was considering maybe just giving myself the Cheater's Thaumonomicon, which unlocks all the research. Like you still have to craft things, but it gives you all the research. But I don't know. I can't bring myself to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it the legit way. Looks like I'm stuck waiting on this number, counting to 47 now. Anyways, the Attunement Altar also needs a multi-block structure, and we can also find that in the Astral Tome. So here's the Attunement Altar's multi-block. It is 19 by 19, so it's pretty big. So I'm going to gather the materials for this as well. It's just some more marble, sooty marble, and yeah, nothing we can't get. So, alright, it's now night time. We can now make our Attunement Altar. And once you build the multi-block, you should see little particles on the floor here. So now I have to make the rest of the spectral relays, and then we can attune ourselves. Alright, I got all the relays crafted up here that we're going to need to attune ourselves. I want to attune to a Vorcio. Unfortunately, that isn't out tonight. So I'm going to have to wait another day-night cycle. Alright, we got a Vorcio here, so I managed to discover this constellation. So what you do to attune yourself, you take the constellation paper with the one you want to attune yourself with, and then you put the spectral relays on the blue particles here. And it should light up if you have everything correct. And then we'll stand on the altar and you get a really cool animation effect. After we do this, we can also discover the secondary and tertiary constellations as well, and it unlocks a few other things within the mod. And after about a minute, we are now attuned. So if we look at the constellation tab, or sorry, our Astral Tome, we'll now see a perks tab here. This is like a big skill tree that we can pick perks from. So we start off with 20% more mining speed, which is pretty cool. There's some really good stuff in here, like there's one down here which reduces the need to eat. You can place light sources. Phoenix Blessing, that's good, that can save you from death. There's some generic ones like increased armor and more life. And depending on which one you attune yourself to, depends on how you level up. So because we picked a Vorcio, we gain experience by breaking blocks. Alright, I'm kind of running out of time here, so I think it's about time we wrap this up. I'm really glad we got this arc furnace situation sorted. That's going to build up some Elementium and Mana Steel nicely. We got some more magic progression done as well, which is really good. But I think for next time I'm going to take a bit of a break from progression and finish up some building. There's some areas I would like to be able to say is finished and I don't have to come back to, and I don't think there's really anywhere that I can say that right now. Like pretty much everywhere needs things touched up, and we need to figure out lighting. Yeah, there's a lot of polishing work to do in terms of building, so I think that'll be for next time. But anyway, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.